Hey guys, I got a new project here. This is a 1986 Mercury Grand Marquis. When I picked it up, it had a Gen 4 5.3 LS in it with a 6L90 transmission, twin turbo kit on it, just eBay turbos, nothing super crazy, but I knew that it was going to have a bad engine. The owner did get it to start. It sat for about 6 months after it allegedly hydro-locked from when his brother that owned it at the time went out and beat on it with a bad tune. So we were hoping it was just a bad head gasket. Once you see how tore down it is in here, it is a little bit more in depth than that. If you come in here, you'll see that each side on every cylinder, both sides here, have damage. Now, when we went to pick this engine up, my buddy had noticed that the cylinder heads were 823s, and 823s are a 6.2 or 6.0 head. You cannot put them on a 5.3 because the valves will come down and make contact with the cylinders, as you saw there. So there is going to need a new engine. Kind of hoping it was just going to be head gaskets, but it is what it is. For the price I got this for, with everything done to it, I can't really complain. I knew going into it that it may need it, and my luck has it that it does. But the rest of the car is pretty clean. It's got Jegs race star wheels on it. Skinny's up front, Meteor in the back. Needs a new tint. This side's not so bad. Other side's pretty rough. A little bit of damage down here. Top's a little ripped up, but it still has not even been cleaned yet. I just got it home yesterday and we started tinkering. I vacuumed out the interior and stuff. Just got a lot of the little here and there debris out of it. Show you here with my light because the battery is disconnected. Interior is pretty clean. So I do think there's a little bit of water intrusion, probably just from these old bad seals. Not the end of the world. We'll get some new ones on there. Come on this side. All the panels are pretty decent shape. We'll end up moving this. I'm not a huge fan of where this cluster is for the gauges, but is what it is. Just water volt and AFR gauge over there. Interior seats still pretty nice, cleaned up well. Got a B&M shifter for that 6L90 in here. Blower motor, radio, lights, wipers, everything works, and I want to keep it that way. The only thing they took out, I believe, was where the air filter goes inside the engine compartment for the heater box there. So blower motor, heater box, and the intake sits right about here, and there just wasn't enough room. So actually, if you get closer here, there's a little dent, and that's about where the intake sits. So when they put it together, if they would have made it sit a little bit more forward in the engine bay, could have been a little easier. I'm not sure how they have room for everything else, so I didn't build it. Not the end of the world. We'll make sure it works. And the drive shaft is brand new. They had, I want to say Cincinnati Performance or something, build one. Looks really good underneath. We are up here in Michigan, so rust is a huge thing. This car was in Ohio for most or all of its life. But you can see here, frame rails, besides being dirty and oily, are pretty nice. Underneath the car is very clean. There's a little bit of rust I didn't show you back here on the trunk lid. This is the worst part of the whole car. Just up there. But like down this side, totally fine. Nothing bad. The car as a whole is pretty solid. I think it's gonna be a great car to make 500 or 600 horsepower with easily, and maybe go up from there. As of now, we're just looking at getting another Gen 4 5.3 and probably getting it going. I'm looking at the Gen 4 6.0s, but everybody wants one of those. So my camera started acting funky at the end before my phone died. But regardless, just want to show you what I got here. This is going to be a fun project, I hope, and not a giant pain in my ass for the foreseeable future. Hopefully it only takes about a month or so to get it going. Probably a 5.3 and just whatever I can find. Of course, these heads won't work, so I'll get some 243 heads and maybe like an LS6 intake or something to keep it going. Here in Michigan, it is approximately like 25 degrees plus wind chill. Yesterday it dipped down to basically 0, so we have time before this needs to be on the road. And I'm hoping that everything goes to plan and we can have a sick daily driver car that just rips the tires off and definitely handles like 1986 boat. Speaking of cold weather, these guys are absolute princesses that do not like to go out if it's cold or wet or snowy or too warm or anything that makes them upset, because they are spoiled rotten, but they're very cute.